in the far edge of the Twin Cities East Metro.
So this here is, this is Valley Creek, which is a protected stream.
Chris Hansen doesn't have to look far to find water contaminated with toxic chemicals.
It's got low-level fluorochemical contamination in it.
The contamination likely comes from one of several sites where toxic chemical waste was dumped for decades by Minnesota manufacturer 3M. It was a practice that contaminated the drinking water of more than 170,000 people.
And right through here, all of these homes are contaminated.
A chemist by trade, it's an issue Hansen knows well.
I started working at 3M in 1996 in the environmental lab.
But in 1997, while working for 3M,
it was a shocking feeling.
Hansen performed a lab test that showed the company's chemicals were in the blood of the general population.
In some ways, it was like finding the big red 3M logo in the blood of the general population, and it was very unsettling. The attitude was like, it's unfortunate, but it's okay. It's not going to cause harm to anyone.
Did you believe that sentiment at the time?
I did. You have to remember at the time, I was like a 28-year-old woman scientist in a multi-billion-dollar company. I had escalated my concerns to my boss and my boss's boss, and I was being told by some of the highest-ranking people in the company that there was nothing to worry about.
This cushion is protected by Scotch Guard stain repeller.
3M first began producing PFAS chemicals back in the 1950s to make and sell a variety of household items. But the chemicals have since been linked to various health risks, including cancer.
Another fine product of 3M Company.
Had anyone ever relayed any information to you that these chemicals were previously discovered in some form in human blood in the general population?
No. Up until that time, I assumed that my work was a discovery, that I was the first one that had found this.
But she wasn't. In fact, this internal 3M memo reveals how more than 20 years earlier, independent scientists had already alerted 3M they found PFAS in human blood, and that Scotchgard was a likely source of the contamination.
What I had discovered in 1998 had been discovered in 1975, and I was horrified that there was that evidence of a cover-up.
We are on the record.
Recently, the Fox 9 investigators obtained hundreds of hours of recorded depositions of 3M executives, including Hansen's old boss.
And even though 3M knew that PFCs were in the blood sera of its workers at elevated levels, to your knowledge, no steps were taken to alert any regulators, right?
I don't know.
When you saw those depositions for the first time and you saw former colleagues, former bosses answering those questions, what was your take?
I was really surprised. I had a strong emotional reaction to watching them, because those are people that I trusted, that I assumed were teammates to me. And I realize now that that trust was displaced.
3M said in a recent statement that the company has been, quote, a leader in addressing PFAS-related matters, pointing to its phase-out of some chemicals in the year 2000, decades after the company first learned its chemicals were in human blood.
We've seen effects on the immune system of children, heart disease, all sorts of things. And imagine if you could have known those things 20 or 25 years earlier, primarily from the landfill, I believe.
Today, Hansen lives in the path of the 3M contamination site.
Places like in my community, the levels are going to go up. Because
as she continues to face the fallout from her former employer's decisions decades ago.
I mean, that's the thing about forever chemicals, right? They just move. They have high mobility in the environment, and so they're just moving from one place to the other, which is why it's so important to make responsible decisions, because we're stuck with them forever.
Hansen continued to work at 3M until she left the company in 2022. And while 3M would not agree to an on-camera interview, a spokesperson for the company says it is on track to stop making all PFAS chemicals by the end of 2025. For the Fox 9 Investigators, I'm Nathan O'Neill.